Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Standard 81 podcast. I am your host, Sincere, and I am coming back to you. I'm coming with you today with another video. Today is Monday, so happy Monday, everybody. But before we get started, let's go ahead and take a 30-second break, and then I'll be right back with you. In 3, 2, and we are back. And today I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm gonna put on some background music. Let's see if this sets the mood. Y'all let me know whether or not you like it. All right, just some music low in the background. So here's what I want to talk about today. What my life has been looking like going forward. I personally feel like I'm in a new chapter in my life where everything I thought I knew and everything that I once knew is now being changed. And for the better, because as a Christian, we know that we go through times and seasons in our lives, but I can say unequivocally, I don't know why I can't enunciate right now. Let's say without a shadow of a doubt, there is something that I've been negating and I didn't want to do for the longest. And I have been pushing it to the wayside because, number one, I didn't want the criticism. And two, I didn't want the responsibility that came along with it. And it's not marriage, it's not fatherhood, it's not even making money. It's been ministry. It's been the calling to do the things that God has been wanting me to do for a long time. And I know you say, Sincere, how can you sit there and say that and you're a Christian? Well, cool. I'm going to tell you how. There are two wills that God allows us to walk out there. His perfect will, his perfect will, and his permissive will. And in his permissive will is mixed in our will and the things that he'll allow us to do in order to get glory. Right? So, like I've said in previous streams, that I have done everything from DJing, rapping, police. I've done a myriad of different things. And if you've checked out any of my social media platforms, mainly Instagram, you'll see some of my fitness stuff on there. If you check out my Facebook, you'll see some of my music stuff on there. I have music out on Apple's on Apple Stream, all that good stuff. So it's not like I haven't had a chance to get out there, but nonetheless, to say it hasn't led the things that I have gone to do and pursued to do haven't led to a myriad of success. They have led to some, but nothing grand and nothing that I can definitely live off of. And I believe it was all because of two reasons. Number one, God was trying to grow me up, right? Had I got into some of those avenues and some of those things, I think I would have been corrupted beyond recognition, and I would have lost control. Because, see, here's the thing. Money and I've said this before, money only fixes money problems. It doesn't fix character issues. It doesn't fix character flaws. And I know that I can be hot-headed, stubborn, and very black and white. Those are my flaws. And that's only a few of them. I know I probably got plenty more, but that's just a few. Um, and having those kind of flaws and not knowing how to check them and 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 then on top of that having impulses to want to please everybody and a myriad of insecurities, that makes for a deadly combination, which would have winded me up in one of three places, either in jail or dead or possibly just freaking out and going off the wire. But I think God didn't allow me to have that particular amount of success, not because I wasn't talented, because I know that I am. That's not saying that cocky. That's I confidently can say that. When I was doing music, I was getting signed to now. I was in the process of being looked at by one time. Now forgotten Ruckus Records, but I don't know if they're still out there or if they revamped or whatever the case. But I was being looked at by them at one point and had a significant chance and to get signed by them. So it's and then as far as my fitness, I went to the very first place I got on as a trainer. I was making six figures. I could sell my behind off. I can be charismatic. I know how to build rapport. But needless to say that things didn't happen the way that I wanted them to. And I could tell you plenty of other stories about some of the other stuff that I've ventured in, and it just didn't work. But needless to say, God has spared me from a lot because he knew he needed to build character. And I know you're asking, what are you going into in this season? All I can say right now is this ministry. But I'm here to tell you this. It feels good. It's nerve-wracking, but it's also exciting. It's giving me the same feeling I used to have when I did join a new gym as a trainer, and definitely when I used to do shows as a hip-hop artist. It's got that same feeling, except now I'm looking forward to it. But I know with this, there's going to come a lot of scrutiny, a lot of criticism, and a big red dot on my head, not literally, but mentally and subliminally thinking of the things that I say and the actions that I do. And I know as a pastor's kid, the hypocrisy you see in the church. I know the how people act one way at church and then outside of church they act another way. And I don't want to be another reason people say they don't come to Christ because they think I'm doing one thing and living another way. That's not it at all. So my plan for myself was to run away from all that and just let my life be an example. This way, if I do make mistakes and screw up, hey, look, you're a human after all. But stepping into ministry, people oftentimes look at you in a bigger light, in a brighter light. So needless to say, I needed to mature. Good Lord, there's there's a ton of lines on my neck. Um, I needed to mature. I needed to grow. I needed to find out more about myself. I need to be comfortable in the position that I'm in, regardless of the circumstances. And now I feel like I've reached that. I'm even conquering things that was taking me years to conquer. Um, and having said that, I believe now God is seeing it fit to move me forward. And this is not a massive jump. These are slow on processes because he knows my heart. He knows where my mind is at. But I like to accomplish things. When I put my mind to something, I like to accomplish it. But here's the thing I will say. I don't know. I don't have the directions. I don't have the keys. I couldn't tell you how this thing is going to end, what the plan is, and it's been that way for a few years now. Not to say that I haven't been working because I work 2 jobs, but as far as what the future looks like, I don't know. I don't know what things are going to look like for me in 5 years from now. I just know there's something big that's about to happen, and I'm excited about it. So, what is the reason I'm sharing with you all with you all this? I'm here to tell you that sometimes it's all right not to have everything all together. That's life. Things are going to happen. Things are going to change. And especially if you're a Christian, God is going to call you to a new season and a new time. And the things that you once did, you're not going to do anymore. And things that you thought you never do, you're going to do. So you can't be afraid of stepping out. You have to just take it. And please don't be like me. Don't take years and years to get it together. If you know when you feel in your heart that God is telling you to do something different, go for it. Because I promise you, it'll get easier as you walk through it. Even if the circumstances you're in are difficult, you'll feel a great sense of peace about it, which is what I feel right now. A great sense of peace about each and every decision, even though I'm not very comfortable in that lane. I've never done what I'm getting ready to do and attempting to do now. But what I can tell you is I know it's going to lead to some incredible success. Now, what that success is going to look like and how that success is going to look, I couldn't tell you. That's all up to him. But I do understand this. As long as I continue to follow his direction and follow his path, I'll be all right. Irregardless of what I do and I don't have. Regardless of the things that the world tells me I should be into, irregardless of what people say, people think, irregardless of the mistakes I make, the mistakes I have made, the mistakes I will make, I'll be all right because I'm following his direction. I'm following his course. And as long as I continue to follow his course and his direction, I will make it. I'll be okay. It's when I decide to take things into my own hands, things fall apart. And God knows me the best, man. He knows I'm not the type of person that's going to sit around and wait for things to happen for the most part. If you give me direction and you tell me what to do, or I have some type of vision about it, or I've made up my mind about something, I'm going for it, full force. So the best thing to do if you want me to pay attention is to, wow, that was crazy. The best thing you should do if you want me to pay attention is to slow me down. Slow me down completely. Slow me down to the point where I have no choice but to sit and think
Shut all the doors, close all the opportunities, because the more opportunities you give me to do, to go, to be in, the more I'm gonna take them. And I'm just being 100% honest with you guys. I'm going to take those opportunities and run with them. Um,
But the less opportunities I have, the less I will take advantage. But the problem has always been for me is that when there's nothing there, I try to make something. And I think God has been telling me for years, stop. Just stop. Stop it all. Focus in on me and I'll show you what to do. And because it's something that I didn't want to do, I didn't want to stop my pursuits. I didn't want to, because let's be honest here for a minute. Nobody likes to stand out like that and feel like they're weird or outside of the norm. But when you start really beginning to understand who Christ is and what he's done for you, all of a sudden things become a lot easier. They become a whole lot easier, to say the least. And, wow, these technical difficulties, man. I'm not going to sit there and focus in on that. Let's just say when you turn your life over to somebody who should be in control of it, you'll find a lot more gratification for that than you would doing it on your own. I can guarantee. I can guarantee, because a lot of times we sit there and we think the more we have control of something, the better off we are. But the problem is we don't know what we're doing. So how can we say we're better off if we know, if we have control? We don't even control our own destinies and fate. It's already been pre-planned. So why not follow the person who's already planned it out? And I'm not here to say that people who've been successful are not successful and they weren't going to be successful, but I'm here to tell you that maybe things would have been easier if you would have followed the plan that was already laid out for you. Maybe things would have been better if you would have followed the plan that was laid out for you. I don't know. I'm not here to tell you one way or the other, but what I will say is this: if you are doing what you're supposed to be doing and functioning the way you're supposed to be functioning, then yeah, you got it. But if you're not, then maybe it's time to give your agenda over to the person who controls everything and see what he has in store for you. I'm gonna tell you this: the waiting process is long, and at times it can feel tedious, and it may not feel like you're making any leeway. But I would tell you this: this isn't something that I do every day. I journal, and on occasions I go back and I read my journals, which I use as prayers, and I see how much I've changed, how the things that I talk about in those entries change from year to year, month to month, day to day, week to week. And wow, it went from a whole buttload of selfish things to now asking for assistance all the time from God. And I think that's it. I think that's what he wants from us, is to ask for his help, ask for his assistance, ask for him to come in and really change us. And when we do that, you can guarantee, I can guarantee you two things. Number one, you're not going to know what's going to happen next. You're not. Because he's not going to tell you everything so that you can manipulate it and try to figure it out on your own, because then you don't need him. But two, I'm going to tell you that you'll be nervous and you'll be excited all at the same time. And that's all I'm going to say. Guys, check out the Standard 81 podcast over there on TikTok. I got tons of videos there. Also, check out my Instagram at Sincere the Artist. Once again, like, share, subscribe. And if you're watching this after it has gone live, please type second watch in the comments there for me. I greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.